This is now part 2 of earned value, and we're looking at a small project that is the creation of a pool. It's not relevant as to whether the pool is a small splash pool or a large pool. We just have some tasks and we need to calculate the earned value. So we're in the table entry view, which is the standard view over there, and here we have a description of all the calculations that are, or rather all the indices and the acronyms that pertain to earned value. ACWP, BCWP, ACWS, BCWS, SPI, CPI, and then if SPI is below 1, if CPI is below 1. But we're going to look at that now. One can see, of course, this has been tracked up until present, that being Thursday. Not sure why Friday hasn't been included. It's now Saturday, but anyway, there we have an indication of what has been done. These have been completed, therefore they've been marked as non-critical. This one is marked as non-critical simply because it is non-critical. But those are marked as non-critical because they have been completed. So let's go and look at the earned value. If we pull this to the right and we go and view an alternative table, and that will be under more tables, we can look at earned value, but I'm actually going to look at earned value cost indicators. And the cost indicators will give me an indication of what's going on here. The most obscure one being TCPI to complete performance index. That one we're not going to look at, but we're going to be looking at CPI, which is currently for these tasks at 1, and that deliverable at 1, mainly because these have been completed and the expected amount has been paid, according to, of course, the level of completion. But if we were to increase the cost by putting in a fixed cost column, remember, you won't be able to do actuals, override actuals, right? And on the fixed cost, let's imagine that, for example, this one costs an extra 2,000. What will happen is immediately the CPI will go to 0.86. Let's have a look at the SPI, by the way. These are cost indicators, but I'm just going to add SPI anyways. It's a schedule indicator. And one will see, of course, the schedule indicator is at 1, which is quite interesting. Okay, this one is 0.89. Okay, I'm not too sure why that is, but essentially, if we increase the cost, okay, we'll then fall behind on the CPI, and of course, in some cases, the SPI as well. Let's increase the cost here for this particular one by 3,000, let's see, and one will see it 0.35, sorry, it is on the SPI 0.89 there. So the SPI and the CPI, that's the schedule performance index, and the cost performance index will change, and of course anything, according to that little graphic there, anything below 1 is considered, firstly, over budget, and secondly, behind schedule. Should we change that to a negative 3,000, in other words, we make a saving of 3,000. Okay. Oh, the field only supports positive numbers.